Hello friends, welcome to my channel Sushant Chesswise. Today we are going to discuss a middle game topic. Okay, that is the king in the center. Okay, so there are various ways to attack the king. Okay, one of the most what we can say celebrated topic is king in the center. Okay, we can attack the king which is in the middle of the board. We can attack the king when it has castled. So we have got different mating patterns. Okay, based on castling we will discuss later. Today I have taken the topic based on the king which is caught up in the middle. This was the position. We looked at the position here. White has 1, 2, 3 and 4 developed pieces. Black has got just 2 pieces, the queen and the bishop. Okay, both king look in the center as of now. Okay, but what is happening? White can immediately castle and get away. Same we cannot say for black on both the sides. The king cannot castle on any of the sides because on both sides one minor piece is yet to develop. This position is black to play, and of course if you would have seen my previous topic based on the center counter defense, you will know that I was discussing the move bishop c2 here. Okay, so the game went bishop takes c2. Okay, and this is where white noted that this position with king in the center he should try to exploit in some way. So there are two rules which come into play here. Once we have completed the development, we try to break the center. Second, whenever opponent's king is in the center, then also we try to break the center. Okay, so first if we try to use the move bg5, doing one attack with the bishop on the queen and two attack of queen on the bishop, so creating a discovered attack. Then black has queen g6 supporting the bishop, and knight h4 is not possible because queen attacks the g5 bishop. So bg5 doesn't win on the spot. Okay, so white goes for the move rook c1, developing one more piece. Now other than the h1 rook, everything has come into play. Black bishop goes back to g6. It doesn't want to remain hanging anywhere, and now immediately white plays the good move d5. So white breaks the center, e6 is attacked now, and black has very few choices. He cannot take ed, okay, because of the pin of course, and he went for the move cd. Now this position has actually become winning for white. One is just taking bd5, which gives a very good position. White played bb5 check in the game. After bb5 we see if the king comes to d8, there is just bg5, winning the queen on the spot. So black went nd7. We'll look at the move nc6 also. So after nd7, bd7 check, king d7, further bringing the king out, qb5 check, and after the king goes to d8, if ke7, then qb7 will be checked and the rook goes with a check. So after king d8, white has a very strong move qb7. Okay, and he is threatening bishop a5, which will mate soon. So we see that after the move, only move perhaps bd6 here. Okay, but the game is over. We can do bishop a5 check also. We can do queen into 8 check also. Both are winning. Let's see. Bishop a5 check, king e8, queen 8 check, ke7, qb7 check, and if the king goes down to e8, then the rook c8. And it's mate after q d8 to d8 mate. So we see that the king in the center was caught up badly and he gets into a totally losing position after the move nd7. Let's go back to the move knight c6 now. So after knight c6 now, white has a very simple combination: rook into c6, bc6, bishop c6, and now here many people would take the rook, right, after the move kd8. Okay, either people will take bishop g5, winning the queen, or play bishop into 8, winning the rook. Okay, both are possible. White should go for the move, I think, bishop a5 check, ke7, and then qb5, or maybe even stronger, directly qb5. This qb5 is a very dangerous move. It threatens qb7, and it also threatens bishop a5 check, ke7, and then qc5 mate. So that is game over. So after the move like rook c8, we have bishop a5 check, ke7, qc5 checkmate. and if the rook is brought in middle, then qb8 check, ke7, queen c7 check and mate. So the game is totally losing. So we see what are the dangers of having the king in the center. We'll look at one more position. So let's look at the next position here. Again we see that white is completely developed in this case and black's king is badly caught up in the center. Of course this is a game position and we see that white's both knights and the queen are already active. The rooks are able to join the attack immediately. We can look at the black position. King is badly placed, bishop and rook are yet to develop. Whatever black is doing with these three pieces. Out of these three, the knight is in danger. It's in the relation between the queen and the king. Okay. So here white sees that these knights are controlling lot of places. So for example, the knight on f5 guards the e7 square. It can control d6 and g7 square from where it can give check. And this e4 knight is able to go to d6 and f6, which is also a very favorable situation. Okay. So first thing what white notes that this queen on b6 is the defender of f6. Okay. So he goes for the move qb5 check. This is a tactical move now. If queen takes the queen, easy to spot. Knight f6 check and mates. Okay. Of course, so black cannot take the queen. So this was the first surprise blow which black was stuck with. Now if rook comes to d7, then queen into e5 check. Either we can take the rook or after kd8 we can do queen b8 mate. So if he plays kd8, if he plays be7, then queen into h8 winning. So black has to play the move knight d7. So after the first blow already we see white's queen has improved and black piece went back. Now what we see, again this queen is the defender of the f6 square and this knight is pinned. So white can easily consider the move knight d6, but after knight d6, bd6, knight d6, king f8, king is somewhat safe on the f8 square. So white got another dangerous move re1, very strong. Now again we can easily see if queen takes the queen, then knight d6 or knight f6. Both are checkmate. It's a double check by the rook and knight both. So black can either try to stop the check by the rook with the move bb4, okay, or he has to play the move be7 to block the line. Okay. So let's see after bb4 what happens. After bb4 there is a very simple tactic. Knight f6 check can be done. Knight f6, king goes to f8, and here there are many ways. Many people suggest re8, knight d7 check for winning the queen, or we can go other way around, queen d7, very strong. Now if rook takes the queen, then rook e8 mates. So pawn has to take the knight. That's the only way, and this position is totally winning. We can go for the move rook e8 check here, which can give us a winning position. Rook e8, queen e8, kg7, knight h5 check, and we can take the h8 rook. That will give us a winning position. We could have also taken the queen. Okay. So black played bishop e7 in the game, trying to stop the discovered check or double check from the rook and knight. Okay. So now I think white must have many ways over here. There can be an f6 check, but one problem with an f6, the queen can take on f6. So the simplest solution is, instead of going for qb6, ab, knight f6 and all, and then taking the bishop, white simply went knight ed6 check, king f8. See, white is every time using small tactics based on the bad position of the king and constantly is sacrificing the queen. So comes the move rook e7. Okay. Now this comes as another surprise. Now if queen takes b5, then rook into f7 check, king goes to g8, and knight h6 or knight e7, both are checkmate. So black is unable to take the queen. Now the only other line could be he cannot defend f7 easily. So maybe he has to go for the move g into f5. After g into f5, again white has many options. White can go for rook f7 check, king comes to g8, and now if he wants to exploit the weakness, he can go for the move q d5, exploiting this diagonal and threatening rook's check and mate. So after the move knight f6 here, there can be rook f8 double check. See, the knight was attacking the queen, so the rook moved with a check, okay, and checkmate. So we will see that this could be a variation. If king f8 then queen f7 mate. So after rook f8 check, kg7, then queen f7 check, king moves to h6, queen f6 check, king goes to h5, queen f5 check, king is forced to go to h6. Now very simple, rook f6 check, forcing king to g7 and queen g5 checkmates. So we see that the king was very badly exploited in the middle of the board. Okay, this is what usually happens when one has played his own king safely and opponent has not got the time to castle, or he must have wasted some move earlier taking pawns and not completing his development. Okay, I hope you are enjoying these lessons. Do like, share and subscribe the channel. Thanks for your time.